Right, okay, so we're back for another fire lighting video. In this video, I'm going to take you through the many different ways I know how to create fire, from modern to primitive, and all the different ways to obtain fire. So what we're going to start with is the fire friction set. The one in particular that I'm good at, the one that I can do really well, is the fire bow drill, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to show you how it works, and eventually in the next video, I'll show you how to make one. Friction fires have been used by many different people from all over the world. The bow drill set is one of the oldest ways of creating fire. It was used by the Native Americans, the Inuits, the Aborigines, the Indus Valley civilization, and it dates back to around about 5,000 years ago in Iran. The fire set itself consists of four main pieces: the bow, the spindle, the half, and the bearing. So here's the bow. There's the spindle, there's the half, and that's your bearing. It doesn't really matter what the bow's made out of. You can make it out of anything. I'm not even sure what wood that is, but it was the perfect shape and the perfect length. It should be about the length of your forearm. The cordage can be made from natural fibres, but I've used an old bootlace. Paracord's really good. Anything you have to hand that won't slip when you're actually spinning it, because it's got to grip the spindle really, really well. The spindle is basically like a little dowel shape. I've made this one from a piece of hazel coppice. In fact, the whole set's made from hazel. And what you do is you try and make it as round as possible and carve it at the end. This has gone pointy where I've used it too many times, but you want it sort of flat. I'll explain why in a bit. The hearth is a flat piece of wood with a notch carved out of it. Can you see the notch there? So you'll carve a notch into it, a V-shaped notch, and the spindle will sit in there and spin. Now, as it spins, it will create friction. Obviously, friction creates heat. Now, what will happen is small particles of warm or hot dust will come off the end of this, and it will create a pile of warm to hot powder. You need to keep going. When it starts smoking, keep going for about another minute afterwards. This will build up into a little ember or a coal, okay? Once you've got that coal, you take it up and you put it in what's called a tinder bundle. Once it's in the tinder bundles can be made from an old discarded bird's nest. Just make sure it's not one that's being used. You can use straw, hay, grass, wood shavings. You can create tinder from a piece of tree. You can split it down the middle and shave it with your knife at a 45-degree angle, and it'll peel up into a nest, and you can use that. You'll place the ember inside the tinder bundle and blow on it lightly, and keep getting harder and harder and harder until it bursts into flames. It takes a bit of practice, but you can do it. The last thing you need is a bearing. I've used a piece of split hazel coppice. What happens is this end goes into your hearth where the notch is, and this end goes in here. Now what you want to do is you want to push down on this so you've got some pressure on it, so it creates better friction as it's spinning. And this basically allows the spindle to spin freely without mullering your hand. You can use anything. You can use deer antler, you can use seashells, you can use a stone with a dent in it. Anything that will allow that spindle to spin, and you can keep pressure on it. This will help you create the ember. It takes a little bit of practice, but I've been doing this since I was 16, so I can create a friction fire in probably about a minute to 3 minutes, if the conditions are right. Another thing that will hinder you is if it's raining or windy. The wind will blow the ember away. One bit of water gets on it, the whole thing's stuffed. So you need to be in a nice dry condition. This will only work if it's dry wood. You can't use fresh wood. Well, you can, but you have to be an absolute monster with the bow drill and really, really go for it. But personally, I'm not fit enough to do that, so I'll make sure I've got a nice dry set. Now, in these few clips I'm going to show you now, it will show you basically how it works and how I create a fire from rubbing two sticks together, basically. I hope you find this video interesting and informative. Please give me a follow. Please like my videos. For more videos like this, just keep your eye on my stuff. I'm going to be making a lot more of them. Thanks for watching.
Put it on there. Oh, okay. you see that knot?
You can talk to Millie without having to put your head on it.
It's working, it's working, working, it's smoke.
Very delicate. This side.
The whole thing's going in there.
It's making smoke.
Guys, get out.
Staring the camera.
Move away a little. Afi, move.
Whoa.
Move.